Hey everyone, how are you all doing? Hope you're doing great. So, I'm Sarah, and this story is about my best friend Emily. So, when Emily invited me to her wedding, I was like, hey, I don't think I can make it to your wedding, you know? But who listens to me, right? She totally insisted. She was like, no way, you have to be at my wedding, because you're my absolute best friend, got it? So I just laughed and said, okay, if you're gonna be like that, I'll be there. But do I have to stay over? And my friend said, yeah, you gotta stay at least 3 days with me, because you're the closest friend I have, you know? The others aren't that close. So I said, all right, fine, whatever you say. Then, out of the blue, her younger brother came to my place to pick me up. He was like, my sister sent me. Can you come over to our house? We have a ton of guests, and you're the only one not there. My sister's kinda bummed out. She doesn't really feel right without you. So I was like, okay, hold on a sec. Let me get ready, and then I'll come. Anyway, I headed over to their place with my friend's younger brother. And when I got there, wow, it was packed. Guests from all over. And they were setting up this huge party. It looked really cool, and I felt good seeing all that. So, you know, friends. The first night, when you have a house full of guests, sleeping arrangements are always a little tricky, right? It's totally normal to be uncomfortable sleeping. My friend was telling me, look, I'm gonna be heading to my husband's place soon. Why don't we, the two best friends, sleep together tonight, just for good luck? I was like, okay, sounds good. But then, I saw that my friend's bed was already crowded, with her younger sister and some cousins from around the neighborhood. Like, it was a tight squeeze. Then my friend's brother said, hey, why don't you come sleep in my room, sis? So I thought about it. And you know, just kinda joking around, I actually went and flopped onto his bed and fell asleep. There was a lot of noise and lights on in the house. With all the guests, you know. But hey, for a couple of days during a party like this, that's just how it is. My friend's brother was saying to me, I'm just a kid, right? Am I gonna sleep on this bed, or should I go somewhere else? And I said, nah, it's fine. You're like my little brother. No problem, you just sleep next to me. So my friend's younger brother came and lay down next to me, and we both fell asleep. Anyway, I noticed that in his sleep, he'd lift his leg up. It was like this weird habit he had. I figured, okay, maybe that's just his thing. Can't really say anything about it. So I didn't say anything. Later that night, like really late, he usually sleeps with a bolster pillow, you know? But instead of the bolster, he didn't have one there, so if he'd been awake, he wouldn't have done it like this. But in his sleep, he kinda grabbed me. I moved his hand away and was like, hey little brother, what is this weird habit you have? Is this how you sleep? And he said, oh sis, I didn't realize. I'm so sorry. I said, okay fine, just turn the other way and sleep. Why are you doing this? But then, every now and then, I'd feel him grabbing me again. Anyway, the night finally ended and morning came. I told my friend, look my friend, I had a little trouble sleeping next to your brother. He has some weird habits. And she was like, oh, yeah, that's just how he is. He's used to sleeping with a bolster, so maybe he just thought you were the bolster, you know? What's the big deal? I just laughed and said, okay, fine, no big deal. Anyway, the next night came, and again, it was really tough to find a place to sleep. The guests weren't leaving, relatives had come from far away. And this time she was like, tonight, You have to sleep next to me. I said, look, you said that yesterday too, but there are plenty of people to sleep next to you. Where do I fit? It's such a pain trying to find a place to sleep. Getting good sleep at night is the main thing, you know. If you don't sleep right, you feel crappy. Don't you get that? After I explained it to her, she said, okay, I get it. My little brother kinda likes you. Go sleep on his bed again tonight. So the next day, I went back and slept on the little brother's bed again. The little brother came too. Anyway, it got really late and we fell asleep. Then I noticed that the little brother, in his sleep, or maybe he was pretending to sleep, who knows? But anyway, I could tell he was reaching around under the covers, like he was looking for something. I moved his hand away. I thought, okay, maybe he's doing that weird habit in his sleep again. That's just his thing. But then, no. The light was off, and he was just getting closer and closer to me. He'd move a leg or something, trying to get something started. I just lay there quietly, waiting to see what he'd do. After a little while, he put his mouth close to my ear and whispered, Sis, are you awake or are you asleep? I said, yeah, I'm not sleeping. I'm awake. Why? What's up? You need to go outside? He said, no, sis, I don't need to go outside. He was like, look, if I say something, will you promise not to tell my sister? I said, no, what are you gonna say? You're my little brother. What could I possibly expect from you? Tell me. There's no one else here to hear what you and I say. Then he said, okay, I'll tell you quietly, but you gotta understand, and if you can't do what I'm asking, please don't tell anyone. I said, okay, I promise I won't tell anyone, little brother. Tell me. Then he said, last night, sleeping next to you, I felt like this. And tonight too, it feels kinda not good. He meant something felt off, like he couldn't control himself. Something in my heart is, like I want something. Will you say something, or can you arrange something for me? I was like, what are you even talking about, brother? You're my little brother. And if you say stuff like that, where does that leave me? I'm a guest in your house. What is going on in your head? What are you saying? Say it clearly. Then he said, look, you don't understand what I'm trying to say. I looked over at him and saw that he was really strong, you know? I understood exactly what he was trying to say. I said, yeah, I get it. I know all about this stuff. I said, so, whatever you want to do, just do it. What are you gonna do? Then he said, no, nothing like from before. But if you just give me a little permission, maybe I could try something. So I said, okay, fine. I'm giving you permission, and I won't tell your sister either. Do what you're gonna do. So anyway, he got his chance. I thought he was just a kid, but he wasn't. He was actually pretty savvy, pretty smart about this stuff. The way he did it with me, he was like a pro, experienced. It wasn't like he had no clue about this. I saw that he must have been used to this somehow, somewhere. I thought, okay, whatever. After he did it with me once or twice, I was like, whoa, how did he learn how to do that? So I asked him, what's going on? Where did you learn all this? And he said, oh, I learned it from watching on my phone. I said, ah, okay, you learned it from your phone, good. But this is the last night, right? Tomorrow, your sister will be married and go to her in-laws' place, and I'll go back to my place. What are you gonna do then? He said, No way! I'm not letting you go tomorrow. Tomorrow's the final game. I said, okay, fine. Then the next day, my friend's wedding happened. Anyway, she went to her husband's place. I wanted to leave, but my friend's mom told me, no dear, you can't go. You stay one more night and leave tomorrow. My one daughter just left, and if you leave today too, I'll feel really bad. So I said, okay, Auntie, I won't go. I'll stay tonight and leave tomorrow. Anyway, the next night, there were still some guests from the wedding. Some had left. Some were still there. Finally, she asked me, dear, which room are you going to sleep in? I said, well, I actually had a lot of fun sleeping in that room with my little brother. We talk and laugh a lot like brother and sister, and I don't even know when I fall asleep. He's really funny and tells great stories. My friend's mom laughed and said, okay, fine. You two brother and sister go sleep in that room. So anyway, I got another chance. That night, he and I were in the same room, just like before. He said to me, sis, what happened last night? Did you tell your older sister? I said, no. Are you crazy? Even if she's my closest friend, how could I tell her that? Are you nuts? Don't you dare tell anyone either. The little brother said, no. Are you kidding me? I'm not that young. Not that stupid to tell anyone. Come on. And tonight is the end, right? Since you're leaving tomorrow, tonight is definitely the final word. He meant tonight was the last chance to finish things. I said, okay, yeah, that's what I want too, because it was really exciting yesterday. Wow, where did you learn all this? You're really good. Then he said, sis, please don't mind. But you know, kids these days are really advanced about this stuff, got it? The world is basically going to hell, that's why. Kids are learning a lot at a young age. I said, yeah, I guess you're right. Then I just laughed and said, okay, go for it. So when it was about midnight, while we were talking, I don't even know when he started. Anyway, while we were talking about different things, he ended up doing it with me about 3 times. It felt pretty good. Afterwards, I told him, listen, even though you're young, you're pretty, strong, and big down there. I said, hey, you got to keep studying, all right? But whenever you feel like it, whenever you're free and have time, you should come visit my place. But look, at my place, it's just me, my mom and dad, and my little brother. If you come to my place, you'll stay in my room with me. You're like my little brother, so I'll help you with your studies there, and we can just hang out and look around a bit. It'll make you feel good. Then the little brother said, okay, sis, from now on, that's how it'll be. I won't be able to stand it after you leave. I'll feel really bad, because the fun you gave me, the way we talked and everything, I'm really happy. He asked, how did you feel? I said, oh brother, what you did. Even older guys don't do that. Where did you learn all this? That's what's constantly going through my mind, and that's why I'm calling you. I felt absolutely great, of course, but since I'm leaving tomorrow, you must come to my place, okay? He said, okay, sis, I definitely won't miss it. I'll come. And give me your phone number. We'll keep in touch on the phone. So friends, if you enjoyed listening to all this craziness and conversation between me and my best friend's little brother, even a little bit, please subscribe to the channel right now. Give this video a like and share it so others can see it. And yes, friends, I'm bringing you more cool stories soon.